So, are all humans stupid? The second of the 5 laws of human stupidity from the book The Basic Laws of Human Stupidity by Carlo M. Cipolla says, the probability that a certain person be stupid is independent of any other characteristic of that person. And the 4th law states, non-stupid people always underestimate the damaging power of stupid individuals. Non-stupid people constantly forget that at all times and places and under any circumstances to deal and or associate with stupid people infallibly turns out to be a costly mistake. Now the 3rd law states that a stupid person is a person who causes losses to another person or to a group of persons while himself deriving no gain and even possibly incurring losses. So, I would say that non-stupid people dealing with stupid people is, well, stupid. So, I came up with a 6th law: all humans are stupid, so there is no such thing as a non-stupid person. Jeremiah chapter 10 verses 14 and 15 says, at this, everyone is proved stupid, ignorant, every goldsmith put to shame by his idol. The figures he casts are a fraud, there is no breath in them, they are nothings, ridiculous objects, when the day for their punishment comes, they will perish. Complete Jewish Bible. The law continues saying that a stupid person cannot, and will never, be able to understand that they are indeed stupid. Without an external force or influence, the stupid person will never realize their stupidity. Just like an object at rest will not move without an external force. Humans get comfortable with their stupidity and are at rest. I believe the external force must be supernatural. You may not like what I am about to say, but I personally believe that external supernatural force would be the God of the Bible. Not that other people cannot be involved in the process of realizing our stupidity, but some force must reveal, turn the light on in our minds, so we can become aware of our stupidity. My reason for saying this is that someone can be convinced that their actions are stupid, but if their stupidity is not revealed to them, the individual will continue to be stupid, and in some cases return to the original stupid thoughts, ideas, and activities. You, the reader, is probably thinking, I am not stupid, but someone else I know is. Let me say that we need to understand that no one really knows the actual whole universal truth about anything, no, not even you, sorry to disappoint you. We also need to understand that every scientist, priest, teacher, doctor, etc., could be and probably is wrong, and maybe even stupid. All humans are capable of, and in many cases are stupid, and I include myself. Think of the people you hang around with. You are probably stupid just for hanging around with them, or maybe they are stupid for hanging around with you. Then there are the things we say and do. Who among us has never done or said the stupidest things? As the saying goes, stupid is as stupid does. So, could it be that every single person who has ever lived and is alive today was and is stupid? Were all the great philosophers, scientists, politicians, clergy, kings, presidents, and great heroes stupid? How could it be? After considering this idea, I realized that based on our experiences and observations, influenced by our emotional well-being or lack thereof, lusts, prejudice, dogmas, and fears, we arrive at conclusions and form our world-view, philosophy, and opinion. And that influences our faith or rejection of God, religious views, scientific beliefs, political and philosophical points of view. This acquired so-called wisdom and knowledge leads every one of us to, in some cases, do and say the stupidest things. Then if you add our ignorance to the previously mentioned human deficiencies, we are fighting a losing battle. So, in my humble opinion, yes, all humans are stupid. You may be thinking, I am not stupid or ignorant, I am smart, I can do this or that, I am a good listener and conversationalist, or I went to the university. One of the best in the country, just so you'll know. However, I have realized that being rich or poor, attractive or not, having a good education or not, being famous or unknown, and possessing a high degree of intelligence or not, does not prevent a person, any person, who might otherwise be an ordinarily good person, from being stupid. Unfortunately, education and intelligence tend to give a person a sense of arrogance. This causes us to disregard other people's ideas or opinions if they do not agree with our stupid opinions. I say stupid because we all have stupid opinions. No one is 100% right. Why? Because unfortunately, education and intelligence tend to give a person confidence that their stupid opinions are correct. I believe it a proven fact that all humans are born ignorant, and based on my research, we stay ignorant for the entirety of our lives. Because of this ignorance, we will argue that our stupid conclusions are right and not accept another point of view. And we can safely say that, no, humans are not born conservative, liberal, racist, atheist, religious, or stupid. We either become or are made conservative, liberal, racist, atheist, religious, and stupid. These traits are the result of the ignorance and deceit in our hearts and external influences of our observations and teachings of others. Jesus says in Matthew chapter 15 verse 19, "For out of the heart come evil ideas, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander." New English Translation. Then Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9 says, "The human mind is more deceitful than anything else. It is incurably bad. Who can understand it?" New English Translation. So, the last person's opinion you should trust is your own. Our heart, our mind, is deceitful. It tells us we are right even when we are wrong. That is why Proverbs chapter 3 verse 7 says, "Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil." King James Version. So where does our stupidity begin or come from? It starts in our mind, our hearts, and how we allow what is in our heart and mind to influence us. Our lust, dogmatic points of view, arrogance, what is in our hearts and minds, and all the stuff we have read or others have told us. All the things we have accepted as truth, either from observations and experience, or because of the respect we have for the person who espoused the so-called truth or facts. Yes, all loving, hateful, lustful, humble, arrogant, selfish thoughts and opinions are based on tainted knowledge. What our parents, friends, and those we have accepted as teachers reinforce in us. Then coupled with our mental and emotional well-being, or lack thereof, coupled by misguided or bad parenting, mental and medical issues, and birth defects, all this stuff makes up our character, what we believe, and who we are. If we really look at this realistically, we are fighting a losing battle. Then our arrogance drives us to believe our flawed worldview and opinions are the right ones, and others should believe like we do. Those who disagree are racist, fanatics, dumb, or just plain stupid. Others controlled by fear, feelings of inferiority and lack of self-confidence, worship the arrogant, know-it-all aggressive so-called wise elites they feel connected to. Those persons become part of the masses, following the arrogant know-it-alls. Groups are formed and from their crowds. These then become political parties, following religions, scientific theories and philosophies. It becomes a case of the blind leading the blind, or better, the stupid leading the stupid. No amount of education can cure this fatal disease. Fatal? Yes, because it will eventually kill the followers and those who espouse these so-called universal truths. Gustav Le Bon said in his book The Crowd, a study of the popular mind. The most careful observations seem to prove that an individual emerged for some length of time in a crowd in action soon finds himself, either in consequence of the magnetic influence given out by the crowd, or from some other cause of which we are ignorant, in a special state, which much resembles the state of fascination in which the hypnotized individual finds himself in the hands of the hypnotizer. The activity of the brain being paralyzed in the case of the hypnotized subject, the latter becomes the slave of all the unconscious activities of his spinal cord, which the hypnotizer directs at will. The conscious personality has entirely vanished, will and discernment are lost. All feelings and thoughts are bent in the direction determined by the hypnotizer. End quote. You may think this is an oversimplification of humanity. But consider that due to the fact that you know little or nothing about the past, and what you know is probably tainted and manipulated by lies to fit someone's narrative, false memories, and exaggerations, basically what you have been told by other stupid people. So, you know extraordinarily little about the past, or history. Then consider that you know nothing about the future, you cannot see even 1 second into the future. Added to that, you cannot read minds. You see actions, attitudes, and emotions, but you have no way of knowing the true motives or intentions behind what you observe. This is why I said earlier, our stupidity can only be revealed by supernatural means, and why I believe the God of the Bible is who can rescue us from our stupidity. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 10 says, "But I, the Lord, search all hearts and examine secret motives. I give all people their due rewards, according to what their actions deserve." New Living Translation. As you can see, much of our religions, science, philosophies, and politics are based on our observations, theories and/or someone else's theories or ideas. That is part of our human limitations. It is how we study the world and people around us. It's how we learn, form our opinions and beliefs, that becomes our truth, our worldview. As a result, you are just one more lost person in a sea of lost people. So, since you're ignorant of the past and future, and don't really know someone's motives, and neither can anyone else, your opinions, as well as those of your teachers, parents, and friends, as well as mine for that matter, could be wrong, and maybe even stupid. So, proceed with caution, my friend. The stupid are lurking out there, where you work, the restaurant you like so much, sitting next to you at school, church, or standing up front, preaching or teaching, or maybe even at home at the dinner table. Before you accept the views or teachings of someone who claims to have the truth about some philosophical, religious, or scientific point of view, consider, what do you really know about this person? What are the motives behind their opinions and comments? Who pays their salary? What deep dark secrets does this person have? What do they do when no one is watching? Think about it. There is so much you are ignorant of. So, Before you air your comments on social media, accept someone's teachings, repeat the gossip, throw the first stone, burn the first cross, shoot the first person, bury the first body, stop. Consider that the person espousing the teachings may be stupid or at least wrong. Or maybe I am the one who is stupid, and everything I am proposing is stupid. I should mention, I did not go to any university. I guess I will leave that up to you to decide. And may you find the peace you seek. Peace.